Hello and welcome everybody to Cold Takes coverage of Brian Ortega versus Yair Rodriguez here. It's me and Alex. Josh will be back soon enough here. But let's start with our main event right now. Brian T City Ortega versus Yair El Pantera Rodriguez. What do you think, Alex?
Brian S. Town Ortega.
Okay.
If Brian Ortega had fight IQ, in wrestling, this would be like a super easy pick. Ortega takes him down and taps him out, but he doesn't. Um, um, Ortega is a unique case of somebody who has potentially the nastiest jujitsu in the entire UFC. It's like him, Oliveira, Paul Craig. Like there's a short fucking list, and he's on it, but he can't fucking wrestle. It is so infuriating. So, do I think that Brian Ortega has learned to wrestle really good in this camp? Probably not. Even if Brian Ortega did learn to wrestle really good in this camp, would he even try and use it? That's a toss up. So, like, I don't know. I love Brian Ortega, and I would love to see him actually put, like, his jujitsu is so good. Like, it's so good, and it's so much more appealing to watch than other guys.
Yeah.
Like, he's just so smooth with it. Like, I really wish he would use it more, but I see a world where he struggles to get the takedown. If he does get Yair down, he gets back up pretty quickly and doesn't give many openings, and he just kind of pieces him up at a distance.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, I see a world where Ortega grabs the neck and taps him out, but I mean, I think it's definitely closer to a 50-50 fight, and Yair at plus 140 is just a lot of value.
yeah, that's what I was thinking. Is when I saw the odds, I thought that Rodriguez would have been the favorite in this fight. Because based on his performance against Max Holloway, he was really turning it in on Max. He was like he was practically beating him on the feet, honestly. And then Max was forced to wrestle, which honestly good for him. Um, and I think that we just haven't seen enough of Yair in the past few years to see just how good he really is. When your last fight is Max Holloway in a 48-47 decision, that's still pretty good, which shows that he has 5 round cardio. And I don't know if Brian Ortega has the same level of cardio to go with the intensity that Yair does, because Yair is able to mix up all the stuff on the feet there, and he's a better striker than Brian Ortega. And I think he has enough takedown defense and fight IQ to really take it to Brian Ortega. And honestly, I don't know if he'd get a stoppage because Brian Ortega weirdly doesn't get stopped um, against Volk, which he probably should have been, and against Max. I know he quit on his stool against Max, right?
Yeah, his corner was like, okay, bro, come on.
Oh yeah. So I
I
just
think
see
so, at least.
I see a world where Yair can beat him. The only thing of concern that you might have with Ortega is that Brian Ortega did outstrike Korean Zombie in his stellar performance, while Yair was getting destroyed. He was gonna lose until he hit that like Hail Mary elbow at the very last second of the fifth round. But hey, that was also
Yeah,
in the ABC card, so who knows?
Yair got so much better since then, though.
Yeah. And so
So I don't even want to put too much stock in that. The only thing that gives me like the one thing that really makes me nervous for Yair is like Max took him down, and Max is not the world's greatest grappler.
mhm.
And like if Ortega gets to some of the positions that Max got to against Jair, like the fight is over.
Yeah, and I think that's or what about if he just doesn't tap? You know, that's Volkanovski's strategy. Um,
Volkanovski is that was one of the craziest things I've ever seen in my life. Like he literally was just like, I don't give a fuck. Like you're gonna pump out your arms before my oxygen goes.
he's like, I just don't need to breathe anymore. You're
I'm
fine.
good. Your arms will get tired before my brain does.
Um,
Chad move. But no, Yair's. I don't think Yair's built that way. I don't think anyone else is built that way.
so I think we're in agreement. I think so. The way I see this is Yair Rodriguez probably outpaces Brian Ortega on the feet and like mixes it up so well that he hits him, and I don't know about finishes him. That might be a really big thing, but he's gonna at least win a comfortable decision at the very least. Um, unless
I
Brian
don't think.
Ortega, huh?
I was gonna say I don't think he puts it on Ortega so bad. I think he fights a little smarter, just more distance manage. He tries to keep Ortega away from him so he has room to defend the takedowns. But yeah, I mean, considering Yair is an underdog, I don't know. I see Ortega fighting kind of stupid and losing.
Well, also, Yair Rodriguez is fighting out of Chicago, Illinois. So hey, maybe we could meet him and ask him how he's doing. I don't know, but yeah,
Well, you mean if he loses, we can go
he sucks.
ask for our money back?
We're gonna go. You suck here. Like we could beat you up here.
Challenge him to box.
Yeah. Well, I do got weight on him. That wins, right? I'm a big dude.
We'll bring Josh to tap him out.
There you go. But I guess Yair, I think, is both our picks here to win this fight. Uh, anything else to add? Because I don't really have much else here.
Nope, Yair money line. We can go on.
Yeah. Okay. So only thing would be if Tracy Cortez had to wrestle. Probably didn't have. All right, this one's gonna be quick, dude. It's gonna be super, super quick. Michelle Waterson versus Amanda Lemos here, and this is. I'm looking at the Tapology page right now, and you have the number 74th ranked flyweight in the world versus the number 9th ranked strawweight in the world here. Amanda Lemos is just better than Michelle Waterson. It's as simple as that. Michelle Waterson might be more skilled, let's say pound for pound, but the problem is that she was a champion at atom weight.
And then she's a 105er.
Yeah, and then, if she had a 105 decision, 105 division, maybe she would have had a chance, but no, she has to fight up. And look at her best case scenario is pretty much like a decision or a split decision. Let's look at her last few fights. She lost to Marina Rodriguez comfortably. That was simple. Angela Hill, split decision. Carla Esparza, split decision. Then she got beaten up by Joanna. But Amanda Lemos, I could see her just... I don't know about knocking her out, but she's definitely going to win here. Because Michelle Waterson doesn't get knocked out very easily, and there's a reason Amanda Lemos is the minus 400 favorite. They're about the same age, but I just think Amanda Lemos is more powerful. I think she's more skilled, and I also don't think that Michelle Waterson has like the wrestling needed to really give Amanda Lemos a challenge here. Yeah, and I mean her last loss was against Andrade, which no shame. Andrade's a beast, probably the number one contender in 2 divisions. You really want it to be.
Yeah, I mean, there's not really much Michelle can do. Michelle's, I mean, it's really a size and power difference. That's really what we're looking at. Like, Amanda's hits way harder and she's just way bigger. Like, even if, I would say their technical striking abilities are in the same ballpark, but the power and size are just so vastly in favor of Lemos that it's pretty obvious what's going to happen.
Yeah, and this is one where I kind of agree with the odds. Plus 300, minus 400. I don't see a world where Michelle wins.
I see like Jose Aldo, Rob Font vibes where one person's just hitting the other one a lot harder.
It's gonna be that. So Michelle Waterson's gonna win the first, 3 minutes, and then the last minute.
Maybe more like the last 3 rounds than the first 2 rounds. Yeah. Where like it's like, okay, yeah, we're just operating at different levels of power here.
Yeah. I just think it's funny. Isn't the meme that Rob Font would be a world champion if UFC fights for 4 minutes instead of 5?
Oh yeah, no. If there were boxing length rounds, Rob Font is the greatest fighter of all time.
Yeah. Amanda Lemos should probably be a parlay piece if you're ever going to use her.
Yeah. Yeah. If you ever parlay anything, this is a good piece.
Yeah. This is one of the most confident parlay pieces I have in a long time. I forgot to parlay them, but you shouldn't. Okay, I guess the next one is Jing Liang Li versus Muslim Salikov. The Li versus the King Kung Fu.
I actually kind of like Li as a dog here. I don't know if I feel like this is again a fight that should be a little closer to 50-50. Maybe Li is being a little under. I feel like, I swear to God, I wouldn't be surprised if Li is being undervalued because his last fight he got massacred by Chimaev, and this dude is from Dagestan, and his name is Muslim, and people just think he's like a grappler, even though he's not a grappler at all. He does fucking Chinese kickboxing, and he has 200 kickboxing fights. I swear to God, I wouldn't be surprised if that's what it is. But like, this is a competitive fight. Li is powerful. Li's longer than him. Li's younger than him. I feel like Li has fought as good, if not better, competition.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I see a lot of value in Li here at plus 144. I think there's definitely a world where he's landing power shots. I think there's a world where he controls it with his jab. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like maybe it's from the Chimaev massacre. But even like Muslim Sakalov, like he's a very good striker, but is he really like that much better than Li?
Yeah.
I think Li definitely has an advantage. I mean, just with power in his hands, I think Li has more.
I completely agree with what you're saying here, because honestly, this is like when I first, because I always heard that the Muslim Salikov But like you said, just based on the name, I heard the all of the Muslim part. Like, oh, he's probably from, the Dagestani part of Russia. He's a wrestle fucker. I was like, okay, Li Ji Liang got wrestled, fucked by Shemaev. And like, so obviously he's gonna be the favorite. But then when his nickname's the King of Kung Fu, it's like, oh, he's a kickboxer. So I think you hit it right on the nail for why he's the favorite here, because people are probably just thinking that. Although he does have good victories here, I think the ultimate difference is that Li Ji Liang does have more power. He'll go forward and he'll strike a lot further here. And I think you're completely right with the Shemaev victory. He got absolutely decimated against Shemaev, and that's going to bring down your stock a little bit, because you're supposed to be a top 10 fighter in the world and you get destroyed like that.
Yeah, the funny thing too, like it's like the complete opposite type of matchup. Like what Shemaev did to him will never happen in this fight.
Yes, exactly. And so I think this is going to be a competitive kickboxing match. Muslim Salikov, I think the fact that he's a little bit older, this is around the same age as Wonder Boy. Wonder Boy's getting old and he kind of dropped off a bit. And just the activity isn't there for Muslim Salikov to keep fighting again and again. And Li Jiang's more active, so I like him as a underdog too. I don't know if I'd bet a specific prop, but I think Li Ji Liang is definitely the good money here.
Yeah, I feel like with him and Yair both are underdogs. If you bet them both, all you have to do is hit one to make money. I think that's a wonderful proposition.
Yeah, so this is a card where you could make a lot of money. Honestly, I'm just basing it on all of that. That's really impressive. Main card: Match Schnell versus Sumudareji. Is this guy?
Sue's like a minus 300 still, right? Yeah, he wins. Schnell kind of sucks, and
Yeah,
I don't have much to say on this one.
yeah.
Sue should win. If Sue doesn't win, he's a disappointment.
I think this is definitely going to be a fight where you got to see just how good Suma. Does he not have two names? Why does he only have one name? I don't know.
I don't know what Chinese names are. They're fucking weird.
Yeah.
That's Josh.
So Matt Schnell, I think, like you said, he's not very good at this division here. I think this is a layup, not a layup fight, but this is a fight for Sumudareji to win and really move his name up in the ranking. I think my problem with Matt Schnell, he's definitely fought good competition, but I don't have a very high opinion of Tyson Nam. I don't know why. But if you can barely beat him, I don't really think you're going to beat Sumudareji here. He's younger.
I was gonna say we watched Royville destroy him.
Yeah. So I don't think there's really much value in this here. Well, Sumudareji next fight, pretty much.
Yeah, Sue wins next fight.
All right. Oh, this is the fight that you want to show your friends who are trying to get into MMA. Shane Burgos versus Charles Jourdain. What do you think, man?
I mean Shane Burgos is the favorite for a reason. I definitely think he'll win. I just the amount of damage he takes is just concerning, and the fact that Charles is like a natural finisher, and Burgos is a natural punch you in the face for 15 minutes. I don't know. I'm the more I think about it, the more I think this could go either way, and like Burgos could just kind of get into a war with him, and Jourdain could put him away.
Hmm. I think that if they get into a war, I think that completely favors Shane Burgos, though. I think the main concern, of course, is that Shane Burgos, all his fights are wars, right? His fight against Billy Quarantino, his fight against Barboza, his fight against Josh Emmett. I don't remember Mark Kwani, but all those were significant wars. And his fight against Barboza, he looked pretty. That was a pretty nasty knockout when Barboza hit him. Charles Jourdain is pretty decent. He looked really good against the last fight against Lana Venata. Finished him very, very quickly in the fight. I was surprised. Or maybe Lana Venata, I think he dropped weight in that fight, so maybe he just had a bad weight cut. I just don't think he's as skilled as Shane Burgos. I think Shane Burgos is such an insane pressure fighter. He's like a worse version of Max Holloway. Or I say Max Holloway. I don't know if he has less fight IQ, but he has.
We have Max Holloway. No, we have Max Holloway at home, and it's Shane Burgos.
That's a perfect analogy, because he's just gonna come forward with his boxing. He's gonna pressure you really hard. He's going to invite you to try to hit him, but if you can't give him the space, which Charles Jourdain kind of needs in order to really do anything, then he's just going to knock you out. He also does great body work, which not enough UFC fighters do. So I could see him just kind of training Charles Jourdain, and I wouldn't be surprised if Charles Jourdain ended up getting finished in this fight, Charles Jourdain is fun. He is exciting, but Shane Burgos is the Hurricane for a reason, and he beats Charles Air Jourdain. So,
Yeah, I can get behind that. Burgos probably just stays too close to him for Jourdain to really do anything to bother him too much.
yeah. Is he bigger than him? Yeah, he's significantly bigger. He has a 6-inch reach advantage, but he never uses his reach advantage.
Yeah, he just gets him in there and throws him.
Yeah. Okay. Shane Burgos, good odds. That's kind of my favorite when it comes to favorites. And we got a legends fight between two women, Lauren Murphy versus Miesha Tate. I'll start with this one. So, Miesha Tate is gonna be the #1 contender to fight Valentina Shevchenko if she does win this fight here, because Shevchenko I think kind of just wants a layup fight after her really tough fight against Talia Santos, which she arguably lost, and so she's down a weight class at this thing here, so she's normally 135 or 125er, and she's gonna be the bigger person in this fight. She's also typically a wrestler, so that should help her in this fight. She's not significantly bigger than Lauren Murphy in the slightest, but she should use her wrestling advantage, and it should be easier to get takedowns in this fight. She did look pretty decent in her last fight against Caitlin Vieira, and Lauren Murphy, she has all my respect in the world. I think her backstory is that like she had a really rough life, then transitioned to MMA in order to turn it around, and so for her to get this far in it to be a title shot, even if she did get destroyed by Valentina Shevchenko, I gotta give her props. But I think Miesha Tate has the experience advantage, has the youth advantage, has a slight size advantage, and has a slight skill advantage in this fight. So she's a -170. Probably want to bet her by decision if you're gonna bet Miesha Tate. Yeah. How much?
I was gonna say I'm pretty big on Miesha for this one. I don't think Lauren Murphy is particularly great at anything.
Mm-hmm.
She's okay at wrestling. She's okay at striking. She has some power, but I think Miesha should be able to control the fight with the grappling for the most part. I don't know. I just don't see what Lauren Murphy really has for her. Miesha is older, so you never know. But Lauren's also not a spring chicken, you know?
Yeah.
She's getting up.
Miesha Tate's actually the younger one.
Jesus Christ, yeah. Then I mean, I'm pretty high on Miesha then.
Mm-hmm.
So I got her as a parlay piece, but I don't see what they're kind of like similar fighters to me. I don't really, but I think Misha's a better version.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's good. I think we both basically agree with Miesha Tate. Honestly, I'm surprised. Like we pretty much agree on most of these fights, which rarely happens.
Yeah, actually, we're pretty much locked in on everything.
Yeah, I guess we can Ricky Simone versus Jack Shore, and then after that we'll do some quick picks, everybody.
I like Jack Shore.
Oh, here we go. Our first disagreement here. All right. So why Jack Shore?
I like Jack Shore, but not enough to bet money on him. But I know Ricky Simone is one of your guys. I'll let you take it away.
Yeah. So this is a fight where honestly, I understand why Jack Shore is the favorite in this fight. I understand why he is the -160. He's really good on the feet. He's really good on the ground. He has great cardio as well. Also, what he did to Timur Vali, really excellent stuff there. So the thing is, and this is, I don't know why I favor Ricky Simone so much. I think he impresses me so much with all that he does. He's just a relentless wrestler. He beat Muradovashvili with wrestling. Of course, arguably he didn't with the tap out, but still, the fact that he's able to pressure him that much is insane. He has the second highest rate for takedowns in the bantamweight division, right behind Muradovashvili. So even if you get up, he's gonna take you back down again and again and again. And he has that gritty attitude that's gonna make sure that he's gonna break you if he can. And so I really love that. The problem with this is that Uriah Faber fought against him and he knocked him out. That's the biggest thing. And that was, of course, Old Man Faber. So Ricky Simone has improved his hands. He's fought strong people. Like Ray Borg is no joke to fight on the feet. He did beat a Sun Xiao too on the feet, though Sun Xiao is kind of old. So I have a lot of faith in Ricky Simone's potential. The problem is that Jack Shore might be able to stuff enough of the takedowns, and he has a really good ground game himself that maybe he could defend the takedowns or maybe try to do something off his back. And there's also the issue of lay and pray, which Simone sort of does but doesn't really. He's like the type of wrestler that lets you get back up just to take you down again.
Down again, yeah.
Yeah.
The thing that makes me a little nervous for Simone and why I'm definitely leaning towards Shore is not just Shore's takedown defense, but he actually has decent ground game.
Mm-hmm.
Like he defends himself well. He can actually reverse positions. Like he's not just gonna lay there and struggle to get up like some guys will.
Mm-hmm.
I think he probably has more ways to win because he's definitely a better striker, and I don't know how much. Like I don't even know how much better Ricky is on the ground. Like he's definitely better, but I don't know. I think Shore could. I think Shore. I think the thing is too. This is the biggest difference. Like Shore actually like can hurt people. And Ricky really doesn't do that as much.
Yeah, his last.
Shore's kind of a decision fighter too, but he has more. He seems to put more damage on the guys during the decisions.
Yeah, I think the fact that Ricky Simone knocked out Sun Sao. I don't know if you could really put much stock into that because Sun Sao is again kind of whatever at this point. This is really exciting. I would say that if you are gonna favor anybody, Jack Shore probably is the smarter money. That's why he's the favorite. But I like Ricky Simone as an underdog at plus 140, and I just see him taking down Jack Shore again and again and again, and just putting on all that pressure. I don't think Jack Shore will break, but it's a really good test. And again, another excellent bantamweight fight here, which probably the pound for pound most skilled division because so many unranked prospects in the past couple of weeks showing what they got.
And they actually fight each other, unlike the lightweights.
That is true, yeah. The top 5 lightweights, everybody's called out just in Gaethje.
Nobody fights.
Yeah. That's unfortunate. That top 5 really needs to air out a bit, Any of those people in the top 10 could beat them. Who else? Yeah, I think they changed. I think Tony and Connor are now like 11 and 12, so they're slowly getting edged out.
That's good.
Yeah.
Finally, it's about fucking time.
Awesome. So you got Shore, I got Simone, and now
I have Shore tentatively, as in like don't bet money on it, but I'll pick Jack Shore.
Yeah, I think that's fair. So quick picks.
Not Herbert Burns.
Not Herbert Burns. Yeah. So he's just not as good as his brother. He doesn't have the cardio. He'll have a good round 1, but then he'll just get destroyed after that. So Bill Algio's also really, really good. Justin Jacoby versus Da Un Jung. Da Un Jung, he beat Kennedy and Jetsuku. Justin Jacoby's really good. He probably should be ranked, but he isn't. I just like Da Un Jung a little bit better.
I think the odds are pretty reflective of this one. I don't really have a strong opinion either way. If you really have to bet on it, I'd say flip a fucking coin.
Yeah, it's definitely a pick'em fight. I don't have an opinion on Dwight Grant versus Dustin Stolfovich. I don't know either of them particularly well.
Probably Dwight Grant, but again, I don't fucking know.
Yeah. And the last one, Jessica Penne versus Emily Ducote. So I'm gonna spend like 30 seconds on this one. Jessica Penne is somebody who she's won her last. She's the he's the Paul Craig of the division, and I mean that in the worst way possible because Paul Craig's pretty amazing, and that she will be losing a fight that she somehow ends up winning here. At least in her last 2 fights, she beat Lupe Godinez. That's because Lupe Godinez had a pretty poor fight IQ, but she beat her via decision. And then Karolina Kowalkiewicz. For some reason, Karolina went to the ground with Jessica Penne where her bread and butter is, and then she got tapped out. So she's managing to win things she probably shouldn't. Emily Ducote is making her debut in the UFC, and she has a good record with like a combination of knockouts and beating people. But the problem is that a lot of women have a large amount of knockouts when they're on the independent circuits. Then when they get to the UFC, not so much anymore. So I don't know. There might be some value in Jessica Penne, but Emily Ducote, probably choose her. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. All right. So let's get to our bets here. So Josh is still at -10, because he hasn't bet anything. He is currently in Europe, enjoying his time. So very exciting. And Alex did pretty decently last week. The only problem is that. The only problem was RDA, right? Like round 5, He got knocked out
I mean,
early.
even if he didn't, he would have lost the fight. Two of the three judges had him losing the first 3 rounds.
Not if he 10-7 Faceve.
All
But okay, we can go through your bets now.
right. First one, Yair money line plus 140, value bet at its finest.
Yes.
Next one, Lee plus 144, 3 units on both of those. Also value betting at its finest. And then I'm got a 3-fight parlay with Lemos, easy win, and then Burgos and Tate.
Yeah.
At plus 181.
I think that's a really good. I see pretty much all of them winning, all three of them. So that's
Tate and Burgos are definitely concerning, but I mean, considering that Lemos is damn near a lock.
Yeah, she's a great parlay piece. Me, I got really lucky with last week, so I'm actually at plus 39 right now. Which,
what the fuck?
Yeah, dude, because I hit a parlay last week. I hit the Kayo, Saeed, Kennedy and Chechiku and Chase Sherman parlay, which was plus 730.
Christ.
But dude, fucking sorry, this is off. But Kayo, he has another tattoo on his arm. Okay, it says "Fight or Die," dude, and it's still in the same horrible font. Like this dude, he should. I don't know what his problem is. Like he's so nice, he's an okay fighter, but these tattoos are so bad. Pound for pound, worst tattoos.
1 second.
Yeah.
The damage.
The damage, that's at least a brand, okay? It's like the brand, I get my ass kicked, I give it out there, yeah, it's my nickname. The Free Spirit, is that his nickname? Kyle Free Spirit Baralo? Kyle Fighter Die Baralo? He wrestled his last opponent. Gosh, damn. No, sorry about that. It's just that his tattoos are so bad. Like, we gotta do
pretty
it.
bad.
We gotta do it. Well, we'll figure that out if we do have Tito's.
Tattoo fearless, definitely.
Yeah, that'll blow up our channel. First one, I got Yair Rodriguez, plus 180, Shane Burgos, minus 186, Ricky Simone, plus 140, and Li Jiang, plus 144, all at 2.5 units. Again, mainly value betting for the most part. I probably would put Amanda Lemos in a lot of these if I wanted to, but I'm a little lazy. So yeah, those are our picks. Or our code takes. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace, y'all.